The Strait of Hormuz: History, Strategic Importance, and Global Energy Impact Today. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow waterway connecting the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea. It measures roughly 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, with shipping lanes even more constrained. This choke point has shaped global trade, energy security, and international relations for millennia due to its geography and the vast energy resources in the surrounding region. Geologically, the strait formed through the collision of the Arabian and Eurasian tectonic plates, beginning around 35 million years ago. This process closed the ancient Tethys Ocean and created the modern Persian Gulf. Sea levels rose significantly after the last ice age, submerging low-lying areas and establishing the current marine passage. The strait's strategic value stems from its position as the primary exit for oil and gas from major producers, including Saudi Arabia, Iraq, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Qatar, and Iran. Ancient and medieval history. Human activity around the Strait of Hormuz dates back thousands of years. Ancient traders from Mesopotamia sailed these waters to reach the Indus Valley civilization, exchanging goods along what was sometimes called the Lower Sea. The Achaemenid Persian Empire recognized the strait's importance as a maritime lifeline, integrating it into imperial trade networks that linked the Middle East with broader Indian Ocean routes. During the medieval period, the region flourished under Islamic rule. By the 10th to 17th centuries, the Kingdom of Hormuz, or Ormus, emerged as a powerful trading hub. Originally on the mainland, the kingdom relocated to a nearby island for better defense against raiders. Hormuz became a wealthy entrepot, handling spices, textiles, indigo, grains, and other commodities from India, China, and Africa. Venetian traveler Marco Polo visited the area and described its bustling markets. The kingdom's prosperity reflected the strait's role as a crossroads between civilizations. European powers arrived in the Age of Exploration. In the early 16th century, the Portuguese captured Hormuz Island and built a fort to control trade routes to India. They maintained a presence for over a century, clashing with local and regional forces. In 1622, a joint Anglo-Persian effort expelled the Portuguese, restoring greater local control under the Safavid dynasty. Later, the British Empire expanded influence in the Gulf, securing maritime routes and addressing piracy concerns along the southern shores, once known in some accounts as the Pirate Coast. Ottoman, Dutch, and other powers also competed for access, underscoring the strait's enduring geopolitical weight. 20th century developments and modern conflicts. In the modern era, the discovery and exploitation of vast oil reserves transformed the Strait of Hormuz into a critical artery for the global economy. Oil from the Persian Gulf became essential for industrial growth worldwide, particularly after World War II. The strait handles a significant portion of seaborne crude oil and petroleum products, historically around 20 million barrels per day in recent years, representing about 1/5 to 1/4 of global seaborne oil trade. Much of this flow heads to Asian markets, including China, India, Japan, and South Korea. Liquefied natural gas, LNG, from Qatar and the UAE, along with other commodities like fertilizers, also transits the waterway. Tensions have periodically affected shipping. During the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s, the so-called tanker war saw attacks on vessels, prompting international naval escorts to protect commerce. Iran has occasionally threatened to disrupt traffic in response to perceived threats, though the strait has generally remained open for extended periods despite regional conflicts. Disputes over islands in the strait, such as Abu Musa and the Tunb Islands, have added layers of complexity between Iran and the United Arab Emirates. In the late 20th and early 21st centuries, the United States and other nations maintained a naval presence to safeguard freedom of navigation. Incidents involving tanker seizures or harassment have occurred amid broader geopolitical frictions, including sanctions and regional rivalries. These events have highlighted the strait's vulnerability. Even temporary disruptions can spike global energy prices and affect supply chains. Current events in the Strait of Hormuz. Today, the Strait of Hormuz remains a focal point of international attention due to ongoing regional tensions and their impact on energy markets. In the context of broader conflict involving Iran, the United States, Israel, and other parties, shipping traffic through the strait has faced significant challenges. Reports indicate a sharp decline in vessel transits compared to normal levels, with many shipping companies suspending or rerouting operations to avoid risks. This stems from threats, warnings, and isolated incidents affecting commercial vessels, including attacks or interferences attributed to Iranian forces in response to military actions in the region. The disruptions have led to reduced oil and gas exports from the Persian Gulf, contributing to higher global energy prices and concerns about supply shortages in import-dependent economies, especially in Asia. Some vessels have reportedly transited under negotiated arrangements or selective permissions, while others face elevated insurance costs and security risks. International stakeholders, including major powers, have emphasized the importance of maintaining open sea lanes for lawful commerce. Diplomatic discussions and statements from various governments highlight efforts to restore stable transit while addressing underlying security issues. These developments have drawn media coverage because the strait carries such a large share of the world's energy supplies. Any sustained reduction in flows affects fuel costs, transportation, manufacturing, and even food production through impacts on fertilizer trade. Global markets monitor the situation closely, as rerouting around Africa or drawing on alternative supplies involves higher costs and logistical strains. Predictions for the future. Looking ahead, the future of the Strait of Hormuz depends on diplomatic, economic, and security dynamics in the region. Analysts suggest several potential paths. If tensions ease through negotiations or ceasefires, normal shipping could gradually resume, supported by international naval presence or multilateral agreements to guarantee safe passage. Historical precedents show that while threats have arisen, prolonged closures have been avoided due to the mutual economic costs. However, persistent instability could prolong disruptions, leading to elevated oil prices, inventory draws, and shifts in global energy trade patterns. Countries might accelerate diversification efforts, such as investing in alternative pipelines, renewable energy sources, or non-Gulf suppliers. Asian importers, which receive the majority of strait-bound oil, face particular incentives to build strategic reserves and develop new routes. Geopolitical forecasts often point to the need for regional security architectures involving Gulf states, Iran, and external powers to prevent escalation. Proposals include confidence-building measures, joint patrols, or treaties ensuring freedom of navigation under international law. Technological advances such as improved monitoring and escort capabilities may help mitigate risks from asymmetric threats like mines, drones, or small boat attacks. Long-term predictions also consider climate and energy transitions. As the world shifts toward lower carbon sources, dependence on Gulf oil may decline over decades, potentially reducing, but not eliminating, the strait's strategic importance. In the nearer term, experts anticipate that any resolution will require balancing deterrence with diplomacy to avoid broader economic fallout, including inflation, slowed growth, and supply chain volatility. In summary, the Strait of Hormuz embodies the intersection of ancient trade routes and modern energy realities. Its history of empires, commerce, and conflict illustrates how geography can amplify political differences into global concerns. Current challenges underscore the shared interest in stable maritime access, while future outcomes will hinge on collective efforts to manage risks and promote cooperation. Understanding this vital waterway helps explain much of the world's economic interdependence and the ongoing pursuit of secure energy flows. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep it real, free news.